Welcome everyone to this week's Fish Friday. Today we are on Fish Friday number 25, and in the spirit of Christmas, ho ho ho, happy holidays to everyone. We have a fish that when it's young looks like something you would hang on your Christmas tree. We are going to be talking about the candy cane wrasse. Now, as I said, it's young. It doesn't look like this, but yes, it's a candy cane wrasse. Now, scientific name of this wrasse is Hologymnosus doliatus. Again, that's Hologymnosus doliatus. It's part of the family Labridae, which is the family of wrasses. It's the second largest marine fish family. There's more than 460 species of wrasses out there, so it's a large family, and I won't lie, it was difficult to track down a Christmas kind of themed fish, because the absolute best one that we could have done, we have actually already done. It was Fish Friday number 9 or 10, the long-nosed hawkfish. I definitely encourage you to go check out that. It wasn't Christmas themed, but it definitely also looked like a candy cane. So as I said, this is the candy cane wrasse. Its more common name is actually called the pastel ring wrasse. It's also known as a long face wrasse or the narrow banded wrasse. As you can tell, it's got a very large snout right here. Oh no. It's got a large snout. So that's why it's got that long face. And you'll see when we go to the adults. It's found in the Western Indian Ocean. So, think, the Southern Pacific, basically. It's real common. Well, I wouldn't say it's real common. It is not uncommon, but it's not super common in the Tanzanian reefs. So it does frequent there. These are found anywhere from 4 meters to about 35 meters in depth. So you're looking at, what is that? 13 feet to 165 feet, something like that, deep in water. They are a reef fish, so that they are going to be conglomerated around coral reef. As with many wrasses, the coloration will change dramatically as the fish ages. As a juvenile, they are this candy cane sort of color, a yellow fin, clear dorsal. When they're young, they actually hang out in groups as well. You can see these have some melanin, so they're a little bit darker. Then as they start getting older, think of this as like a teenager. As a teenager, they start kind of whitening up, getting a little dark, or they start getting some greens. Their stripes sort of lose their red color and they start expanding. Then they progress until they get to this. This is a female candy cane wrasse. As you can see, they kind of lose their candy cane sort of coloration very quickly. But here is a female. You can definitely see why it's called a long face wrasse here. It's got these barrings down the side. And then you have the males, which they are going to be much more striking in color. And the ring part comes from their ring that's about mid-dorsal, right behind the gill flap. And here's another example of a bigger ring. But obviously, in the spirit of the holidays, we're going to keep it on the candy cane picture. We'll keep it on this one. Now, that other one, so I should also mention, this is a male long face wrasse. And something interesting about this fish is these are a protogynous hermaphrodite, meaning that all the fish develop into females and then some transform into males. So as we talked about earlier in one of our previous fish, and it's real common in like clownfish. Clownfish all mature male, and then one of them matures into a female. So this is the opposite of that. Now, full males, which are your biggest of these, they can reach about 30 centimeters, but most of the time you're going to find them at about 18 to 20 centimeters. So they're not necessarily a huge fish, but they're not exactly small. However, they are an extremely active fish. They are constantly moving, constantly searching for food, and it kind of is interesting on how they do this. So primarily they swim by their pectoral fins, which are their fins right on the sides, right behind their gills. That's how they primarily swim. They only use their tails for an extreme burst and propulsion to catch up to fish, small crustaceans. They see something, they're gonna go after it quick. That kind of goes into the diet we talked about. It is fish and small crustaceans. Sometimes they will eat brittle stars, which are really small starfish, or they'll eat little polychaete worms that are in the sand. Now, they are popular in aquariums, and the reason for that is because of their habits. You know, that what I was saying, they're very active, extremely active. But not only that, they're diurnal, meaning that not only are they active, they're very active during the day. A lot of fish out there, they're only active kind of at night, so you lose some of that aquarium viewing pleasure that you would get. Not these. These are just active throughout the day, constantly moving, constantly looking for food. Apparently it's really expensive to keep them fed to complete nourishment. The issue with them in the aquarium trade is that people see this fish in this candy cane pattern, and you know, you're talking about a real small fish, just 4 or 5 centimeters long, and they're like, that's a beautiful fish, I want it in my aquarium. And then they get a few of them, which when they're young is fine. They actually, when they're young, they want to be in a small group. However, when they get older, they actually branch out and become very solitary. They do not want to be around other wrasses. They are very territorial. They will fight. Not only that, they'll get bigger. So it is kind of, you do have to kind of think about these fish in the future. But one of the biggest things about them is, one reason why they are really fun to watch in an aquarium is when they get startled or when they go to sleep. What they essentially do is they swim up and then just dive straight into the sand. Just bam, straight in there, and they disappear in an instant. It just goes oops, and then there's just a pout of sand that just disperses. Oh, you could have never known it was there. When they're young, you need about a 2-inch sand layer on the bottom of their aquarium for them to be healthy. When they're adults, you need about 4 or 5 inches because they go fast. In fact, one of the most common things to look for if you're trying to buy one of these for an aquarium is to look and see how damaged their face is, because when they're being transported, usually in bags, they're trying to hide in the sand, and so they'll just constantly bash their heads against the bottom of the bag, which can really damage them. Obviously, you want to look at the entire fish, but that's one of the most common injuries. That's also how they go to sleep. It's not just when they get startled. When they decide it's time for them to sleep, bam. Excuse me. Bam. Right into the dirt. But thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Have a happy holidays, guys. I really hope you appreciate it. Merry Christmas to all. And to all, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And